Hi and welcome to Flipping Websites, Where to Buy. So one of the questions that I obviously get asked a lot is, where can I buy a website? Well, there's a huge range of places that you can now buy things online, and you can use a whole different array of tools and various other things. The first thing I would say is you can look at auctions. Now, there are some specific auctions. There are places like Flipper, which I'll be looking at. There is eBay. There is all sorts of other things. SitePoint. A huge amount. All you have to do is Google buy website auctions, and you'll come up with a lot of them. In fact, you'll probably come up with all of them, but at the end of the day, you're looking for auctions that have very specific details. You're looking for an auction that will give you unique site visits per month, which is the amount of unique visitors or first-time visitors that come to the website. You're looking for possibility of the amount of revenue the site earns in a month. You are also looking for how old is the site. Okay, because at the end of the day, one of the things that there are people out there doing is they will very quickly whip together a website. They'll whip it up onto these auctions and they'll say, look, this is a great website to have, this can earn you huge amounts of money, and they literally built it 2 days ago. So as I say, the website that I would advise to use, and I have no affiliation with, is a site called www.flippa.com, FLIPPA.com. This auction site has some really neat tools, and it allows you to see when the site was created. It also has some verifiable, some sellers put up verifiable account information like Google Analytics, which will tell you that it has a specific amount of site visits, unique visits, all the rest of the information that you need to know. Now, there are specialist sites that will also do this sort of thing for you. These specialist sites will generally be interested in selling high-end websites. We're not talking about $200 or $300, pounds, euro. We're talking about 50,000, 100,000. We're talking that sort of money. So it's the sort of thing that, again, Flipper is actually what I would class as a specialist site. It is also an auction. You can get some very high-end sites for sale. However, you can also get a huge amount of crud. There is a lot of people out there just desperate to make a few $100, pounds, euro just in selling a really silly website that they haven't put any thought into. They're just trying to con you out of your money. So let's say, for instance, that you have actually got $100,000, pounds, euro in your back pocket, and you want to go out and buy yourself a really good high-end website that you think you can flip because you've studied flipping, you have done it a few times with smaller sites. Now you want to really target the big boys. The only way I would say to buy a site like that is using a broker. A broker is able to go out and approach a site on your behalf using very professional techniques. One of the things that you will find when it comes to selling a site is quite often you will get approached by people who just want to know your business, just want to know what your site traffic is, what sort of money you're earning, and then they'll disappear, and effectively you've given away all your secrets, and they could even be a competitor. So using a broker will be able to approach a high-end site that will then allow you to go into negotiations using all sorts of specialist contracts, non-disclosure agreements, all sorts of that good stuff that really and truthfully, if you are not 100% switched on to doing what it is that you do or doing what it is they do, you could get hung up, you could get hung out to dry, you could lose your money, lose your site, the whole shebang. A lot of people shy away from using brokers primarily because they charge money. Just like you and me, we are in the business to make money somehow, some way, and a broker is exactly the same. However, a broker won't take a penny from you, or a good broker won't take a penny from you until the deal is done. And they'll generally calculate it on a percentage of the final sale costs. And also, because your broker is using probably a service like escrow, where you're going to have to front the money into for it to be held as a security, and then the content is then delivered to your broker, and the broker then uploads the money. Again, what will happen is, buying a website like that, your broker will tell you exactly how much you need to upload, or you need to give him, sorry. That will include the final sale fee, and then when it all goes through, that's the end of the deal. Your deal is done, and you know that you're safe. The last technique to use really is cold calling. I've done sales in the past, and cold calling is incredibly hard. One of the things that you'll find is, if it's a site that's worth anything at all, and you send an email to the webmaster or the info address or whatever it is that you've got, effectively you're going to send an email that if you received yourself, you'd go, oh boy, why have I got another one of these? Where the actual site owner sees it as somebody else trying to take my money away from me. You're going to have to be very good. And to be perfectly honest, buying a website using cold calling, you're better off to wait until you have a site that's ready to sell and see what sort of emails that come in from cold callers. It's hilarious. You'll get some really silly ones, just one-liners. Hi, I'd like to buy your site. How much do you want for it? Who the heck knows? When it comes in from joeblogs at gmail.com, is he serious? Or is he someone that just wants to try and see all your details? You have to wheedle them out. So again, where to buy your website is very important, and it's important to actually get the right information. And starting off in flipping websites, you can just go to auctions, and using a little bit of common sense and using the 8 to 10, 18 to 20 rule, you can see whether or not the site is actually worth what it's stating. You see a site that's saying it's making $50 pounds euro a month, and they want $400 pounds euro for it, then you know you're in the right price range. You know you're there or thereabouts, because between 8 to 10 times the verified monthly revenue is what you're wanting to look at. However, if you see a website that's giving $50 a month revenue and they want $5,000 for the site, you know to stay away. Specialist sites, again, you can go there primarily because they're going to target, they're going to allow you to take all the statistics that you want. A broker is another way. A broker is when you're approaching another site. When Google took over YouTube, do you think they sent a one-line email saying, hey guys at YouTube, we want to buy you, how much do you want? No. Brokers, lawyers, all that sort of good stuff was used, and that's the way that was bought. Cold calling, again, could very well be interesting to cold call a few sites just to see what response you get. So thanks ever so much for listening and looking at the video where to buy websites, and I really hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.